Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to Thrive with René Lunch Break Conversation. My name is René Antoine. I am a financial services entrepreneur, and my goal is to empower you all with knowledge, resources, and tools to help us succeed. So I'm doing entrepreneur interview highlights where I bring to you all the best and the best in the industry so they can share with us some tips and some value that can help us to thrive in our journey. So as you all can see, I am live with Laura Robertson. Laura, how are you?
Hello. Hello, hello.
Well, thank you so much for being here with me this afternoon. I just love you. You are amazing. And you set an example for mama, for immigrants, for refugees. And then so I'm gonna have you go ahead and share, maybe introduce yourself to our audience for those who are watching. I see you, kindly share it, join in the conversation and ask questions.
Awesome. Hello, hello. Welcome. I am Laura Robertson, as Renee mentioned. I am a success mindset and business coach, and I'm an owner of Beautiful Potential Consulting, as well as iLocal Online Marketing. And um, basically, I'm a mother of four and a grandmother of one, so they keep me pretty busy. And I stay busy with my business and also my kids and my grandkid. But most of all, during this quarantine time, I'm staying busy growing my mind. I'm constantly online. I'm constantly learning and seeing what else I could do and get into. I have to stay busy. So thanks, Renee, for having me on the show. I really appreciate you. Renee and I have not met in person ever, you guys. So, leveraging the power of social media and finding someone to connect with and someone you've just grown to know and love. I've never met her in person, but Renee and I met when she had reached out to me to ask if she could introduce something to me, and I agreed, and here we are. We're still together.
Yeah, and that says a lot because as I said, you touch on the power of social media, which is what we on right now, which is social media. And then feel free to shout on your page too, so your audience can be part of this conversation.
Sure.
And then also the fact that sometimes us women we can it's okay for us to get with one another even if we're not in the same business or even if we end up not doing business together. It does not matter. For those of us who we are meant to serve, we will serve them. And for those of us who are meant to collaborate with, let's collaborate, which is what this is right now. So
Definitely.
I want you guys to get as much value from this conversation as possible. So I'm gonna start shooting question at you, Laura.
That's
So
fine. Go for it.
go for it.
I
Well,
am ready. And by the way, whoever is the most engaged, I have a gift for you. So feel free to share this watch party, do a watch party, share this interview. The most that have the most engagement and the most shares will definitely get this gift.
that's amazing. I did not even know that you were doing that. That shows how generous you are. And John Maxwell is such an amazing leader. So if you're all about leadership and you want to go ahead and increase your mindset, engage, share this, ask questions, leave a comment so that you can win this book. So Laura, take us back a little to maybe when you were growing up. Okay. So I mentioned how you are a refugee, you come to the US, and then so kind of share this story with our audience so they can really see who is this Laura Robertson? Who is this person?
Definitely. So I grew up in a really pretty sheltered environment, I want to say. I grew up with refugee parents, and so being that they weren't very Americanized, we grew up kind of in our little bubble. The only outside activities that I had would be in schools, and so it was home and school, and just within my community, we did a lot of family events and get-togethers and parties. But outside of that, we were very sheltered. I don't think that we ever, as a family, went to the movies until Good Morning Vietnam came on. I think that was the first movie we ever seen. And, after I understood a little bit when I grew up and learning my parents' struggle, escaping our country, just kind of fast forward to my history before America. My parents, we are immigrants of Laos, and my parents they were part of the war. My dad, father was in prison for a couple of years after being captured by the communists. He was captured, and long story short, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but basically he escaped, and he went. My mother thought he was dead. She didn't know where he was. He escaped after being in prison for 2 years, and he found my mother. And they reunited. So that's when my journey began. I was the love child after my parents had connected. Then I was born. In Thailand, right outside the refugee camps, straight into a poverty-stricken community and homeless as a refugee. We lived in the refugee camps in Thailand for 2 years, waiting for sponsorship. For those of you who don't know, like the refugee journey, you have to have a sponsor to sponsor you, to say that they will take you on and help you get on your feet. And so for 2 years, we didn't get sponsored for at least a couple of years. And then the First Presbyterian Church in Tennessee sponsored our trip to America. We came here in 1979 in the middle of a winter snowstorm with just our sandals, the clothes we left the refugee camp with. And as you know, it's super hot in Thailand. So we had just one bag with a family of 5. We had just one bag coming to America. None of us spoke English. My dad spoke a little bit, but none of us spoke English. So we came with just one bag with the family of 5. All of our belongings were in there. We came with just $40 and a dream, basically. And, and so growing up, as René asked, we were very poor. My parents were factory workers, never understood what poor meant as a child, just because, they gave us the best life that they knew. And so, I never knew that we were poor, because I had a pretty happy childhood, being around family and friends all the time. I do remember, every Christmas getting excited about going to the Y. I had no idea, why am I so excited to go to the Y? But for Christmas, they had Santa Claus there. And I would go because I knew that when we walked out of there, was a bunch of us little refugee kids with our parents. We'd walk few blocks down to the Y in Elgin. And we knew that when we walked out, we would get a bag of toys. That was our Christmas, right? So not knowing that at that time, we were there because of generous people that gave to us just to see a smile on a little kid's face, right? Not knowing that until I got older, realizing, wow, we were that poor kid, that people wanted to see a smile on our faces. And so now that I know that, I'm always looking for ways to give back. I'm always looking for ways to help, because if it wasn't for kind, generous people when we were growing up, helping us along the way, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Well, thank you so much for this introduction, and which says a lot about who you are as a person and your background as well. I see a lot of you are watching right now. I appreciate you. Welcome to Thrive with René Lunch Break Conversation. I am live with Laura Robertson, owner of Beautiful Potential, where she is a success mindset and business coach. So today is Monday Mindset, so this is why we are having this conversation. And then, so Laura, you just shared with us how you came from this refugee background. And then you are in business owner right now, but you used to be in corporate America. So you had a thriving career in corporate America, but you have decided to leave it behind and take that knowledge that you have to to be a business independent, businesswoman. What was the mindset behind it? Why did you believe that it was important?
Renee, if I knew the answer to that, I would like, but I don't, I last year I just kept having this push. It's been on my mind for quite a long time, to do this, and taking it back to when I was in my 20s, I had this dream of, of beauty and marketing. I even had a modeling company back in my younger 20s, where I had a modeling and marketing company. So I think it's more of a passion for me to help empower women. And so it's always been inside of me, just because I know that it takes confidence, and it takes somebody to help you get that mindset in order for you to believe in yourself. So any chance that I get, I always try to help other people believe in themselves, more than they even, more than they even had the confidence, And so all last year, as I'm working in my corporate job, I had a really successful corporate career. I mean, I worked 5 years for a really amazing company and traveled the country training doctors and sales teams on how to make money. Like, that's what I'm good at. I'm good at helping people make money, rather it's helping them brand themselves, rather it's helping them with the right skill set to be able to up their sales. That's just basically where my talent is and where my skill set is strong at. But something just continued to speak to me. God just last year just continued to show up in different ways, in ways of through my patients that I would see, through different people. God would just show up and, have this inside of me where, I could be teaching other people how to be successful, because I've taken it from ground up. I've been there. I've been a mother on welfare. I've lived on there. I've had eviction notices, living in Section 8 housing. And so, eviction notice in a low income housing, I meant waiting for Section 8. I mean, like, I've been through that. And so, I just want to help other people realize that they have the potential inside of them. That is why I developed my company, Beautiful Potential. If you break it down, it's be you to full potential. And so that's what my message is to help other women, be their potential. But it was definitely hard to walk out of something that's so stable and something that, I've made so much money, probably 5-10 times my parents' entire income in 1 year, so it's one of those things where it's like, God, really? You want me to walk out of this job? Like, you want me to do something else? But the thing is, Renee, you have to find something that you're here for, your purpose in life, right? The money, like we've seen right now during this pandemic, doesn't matter about the money. It doesn't matter about, those types of things, the unimportant things. We're starting to realize that there are things that we think it's important, but overall in reality, it's not. And what's important is you being able to make an impact while you're here on this earth. What is your purpose, And so he continued to show up and steering me to this direction, right? And I'm like, well, what about my income? What about this? But my job was taking up so much of my time, and we were on their time, so it's you're working for someone else. And so you're not able to just wake up and say, oh, I want to go grab some coffee with my girls today. I worked a lot. I worked 50, 60 hours a day, a week, and driving 4 hours. Why not take that time and build my own empire and do something that I'm passionate about, and wake up, being able to be with my kids, and wake up being able to
Yes.
adjust my schedule the way that I want to, while making a big impact on others around me, and doing and following my God-given path, and so that's why I fought it. I fought it for a really long time, but ultimately God won, and here I am.
Here you are, and you're doing a fabulous job. I see you. I mean, you have so many things going on. Not only like the coaching business, but then you have the photography business. You have the social media business. You have it all. But then talk about the mindset. Sometimes growing up, you share your story. Sometimes growing up, your environment, may have altered, what we believe about ourselves. Because a
Definitely.
lot of time our mindset is based on what was being told to us when we are growing up. And then so now we are living on limited beliefs about what we can and cannot do. And then so talk to us about maybe like uh is your mindset is based on how you were growing up, or are you basically fighting or going against what you were told about yourself?
you know, Mindset is so important. Growing up, I had a totally different mindset. I started to believe what everyone said about me. I started to have I had really low self-esteem. I didn't believe in myself. I was that person. I was in a marriage where I was unhappy. I didn't have my confidence. I put myself last. You wouldn't think that, seeing me now, you wouldn't think that that was my past, but I believed what everybody else said about me, that I was going to my future was a failure, and I was going to be a high school dropout, that I'm nobody. I mean, if I took you back to my teenage years, I was so I was so in a different state of mind that it altered my life, to the point where I actually ran away at 15 or 16 years old, because the stress was so big and bad. It was so terrible, like the anxiety, the stress, growing up so sheltered, as I mentioned. Going into your teenage years, you're kind of having that struggle with who you are and who others want you to be. And so I chose to be who I am. And then that kind of eliminated a lot of relationships, and there was a lot of fighting. And it was my teenage years. If I took you back to my teenage years, it was just totally not me. I would not think that this is my future. I would not think that I would be living this future right now had I believed what everybody else said about me. And so it took a while for me to be able to have self-love, and to be able to know that I am not what they say about me, and I have the power within me to change that. And it all starts with my mind. It all starts with the way that I love myself, the way that I grow myself, the way that I learn, the way that I see things, because your perception is your projection. So whatever your mind is, whatever your perception is, whatever your mind is thinking, that's what you're projecting, right? So, and sometimes our mind is not always right. We're the ones that talk to ourselves the most, right? So you want to have great conversations with yourself. You got to stop and nip it in the bud when you start to hear those things. Oh, you're not good enough. Oh, what are they going to think about you? Oh, no, you can't do that. You got to find a way to get through that, and to be able to change that mindset, because whatever you perceive is what you believe. And so you definitely, it does start with your mindset. I was told my future was a failure. I was told that, I was going to amount to nothing. I mean, all of it, all the above. I was a near high school dropout. I was a teenage runaway. I left home and lived pretty much on my own with my, like, out of state. with family in Kansas City when I was about 15, 16 years old. I left home, you guys. So because of, the need to belong, I felt like I was a misfit. I felt like I didn't belong, because as I got more and more Americanized, I was the bad apple. And so basically nobody really saw me as a good person. And so because of that, I just left. I left my environment and I moved out. I moved away. It was probably one of the best things that I could have ever done for myself. And sometimes you do need to get out of that environment that is causing your turmoil, that's causing your poison, right? You have to take yourself out of that environment in order to thrive. And so that's exactly what I did. I took myself out of that position. I was around people who were telling me negative things. So taking myself out of that position and out of that environment and moving into a more clean, loving, caring environment allowed me to grow and allowed me to grow into the person that I am today. So that's basically, all in a nutshell. It does start with your mindset.
So basically, what changed? Like for you to say, okay, I'm in this environment and it's not good for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure I mean, like you knew that from the beginning. But then what changed that caused you to take action? And again, hello everyone. For those of you who are watching, I am live in conversation with Laura Robertson, success mindset and business coach, and we are here to help you level up your mindset and then so be part of this conversation. And then Laura is actually being generous. And if you engage, you share this, she's gonna give in a book to one of you. So go ahead and share it and like it and excellent question. Yes, Laura, what changed in your mindset that says I have to remove myself from the situation? I have to connect with people who can help me level up.
Well, at the time I was only 15 or 16, and I knew that was just not a good environment to be in. And I just knew that I had to get away. It's one of those things where even in a job or career, any situation, your relationship, you get to that breaking point, and then that's when you decide enough is enough, and then you just break free. And sometimes God allows those things to happen to us in order to help us grow. Because, in one of John Maxwell's 15 Steps to Growth, there is the law of the rubber band. One of the 15 laws is the law of the rubber band. A rubber band, if you just set it on the table, it doesn't have any use. Same thing with us. We don't have any use unless we're stretched, So that's when we're stretched. That's when we're useful. That's the time that you're going to grow. And so, for any of you that is watching, if you're being stretched right now, you're going to know that it's time to make a change, right? And so that's what I was feeling at that time. I knew that I was just in such a bad state of mind that I knew that I had to get out. I knew that there was time for a change, that a change was needed. So that's with everything, in life and throughout my journey. That's always been, what I believed in is change. And so, if you're not changing and growing, then you're just at a standstill. So
it is so important for us to change our mindset so we can take the necessary action that is important to take us from that maybe low self-esteem, like you mentioned, from not believing ourselves, and then basically shedding just negative talk that we've been hearing over and over. And then some of them is being told by other people, but some of them is being told by ourselves.
yes.
And so it's so important that we shed that. But then you are in the beauty industry, okay? So not only you help with mindset, but you help us look fabulous. You yourself is looking fabulous right now.
Oh, thank you.
So what do you think that what level of effect that you think our outer appearance have of inner thought, or vice versa? What do you think of inner thoughts affect her outer appearance?
I believe that, your confidence is definitely important, and it starts with how you feel about yourself, right? Sometimes when I'm feeling down or when I feel like things just aren't going my way, I do something different with myself. If it's changing my hairstyle or getting a new outfit, I think that it just helps with your confidence. And, that's one of the things that your mindset and your confidence, that's going to lead you to success, right? So even if it's going on an interview or anything that you do, if you are not feeling good about yourself, your skin, your hair, then it's on your mind. But if you're feeling good, you're going to be able to speak your mind. You're going to be able to approach the person that you would not have approached. You're going to be able to make connections, right? But if you're stepping out the house, I have days where I step out and I don't want to talk to anybody because I'm not, together. And so I might lose a chance of making a connection or a business connection or just meeting a new person, a new friend. But if I'm stepping out, I'm feeling good. I'm like, oh, I got this new shoes on or new outfit, then you'll be like, you're more open to like talking and more open to like having you have your confidence. So you're more open to making new relationships while you're out and about or even online. Now that we only have online to meet people, that's how I met René. But it definitely starts with how you feel about yourself. Your inner, it shines on the outside as well as the outside is going to shine on the inside. So
That's great. And then so talk to us about maybe somebody needs somebody in the corner right now, okay? And then as a matter of fact, let me go to your website. So because when I said that Laura does it all, she really does it all. But then how can somebody connect with you right now who may need a little help? Like what do you have for someone right now?
you said
For somebody who wants to work with you, how can they work with you?
ooh, look it.
Look
So
at it. This is her beautiful website,
thank
y'all.
you.
Beautiful potential.
Beautiful
Yes, she
potential.
does beauty. Beauty is
We
right
have a
here.
we have a beauty salon in Elgin. So we do all of that. If you live in the area, we have, massage, we do bridal events. So that's, my company is based off of helping women feel good, look good, and help them to get to that next level. And so we have the salon, we have
You have the
photography in
photography.
there. So we have photography studio in there, which is also used for video. We've had clients who come in, they have to go live now. They were executives from a corporate. And so, now that they have to go live, we set them up so that way they could look and feel good in front of the hundreds of people that they have to talk to. Rather live online or live for their conference. And so we do that. We also do branding services. So websites, logo, you know, content, social media marketing, search engine video marketing. So my husband handles the analytical side, which his company, our company co-own is iLocal Online Marketing, and so iLocal is more of the analytics. So the Google, if you want to be first page on Google, or if you want to boost your social media, things like that. So we're a partner company, so we work together, and we are going to have an online boutique coming soon. So
Nice.
I will be posting our online boutique. Is in the process, in the works right now. So that's what my company is based off, helping women overall. So it's not just one thing, it's mindset, marketing, making more money, confidence. I have different packages that I help women with, particularly women. I have male clients. I'm helping one right now develop his online school. And so I have men clients too, but mostly my main target is women. Um, and then
Your coaching
also,
program.
yeah, um, and I did launch yesterday the I Am brand, which is under the online boutique. You'll see under the online boutique right there, I Am collection. So this came to me last week, and so I developed the design. It's a silhouette of a woman, and it has all the confident words inside of it. And then it's, I am made in his image, in God's image, just to remind the ladies, that you are made in God's image. So whenever you get discouraged, whenever you feel like you're not good enough, this is a reminder that you are good enough. You have it within you. You are made with greatness. You are made by God's image, so these are just this is just one of the brands that we launched yesterday. And so we have towels, we have mugs, we have journals.
I love journals.
We have,
I'm like,
yeah, so we have
I love
spiral
journals.
notebooks. With that in front of it, I'm made in God's image.
That's amazing. I definitely want to thank you for being with me this afternoon.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
I have a question from Katie Flowers. Katie is an artist in the Chicago area as well. She was one of the first person that I interviewed in regards to her business, and then she's says so true and awesome. And
Thank
her
you,
question
Katie.
is, do you look for partners slash affiliates?
Definitely. I'm always looking to network.
So if you want to network with Laura, go ahead and reach out to her. She's in social media. As a matter of fact, I was on your page, Laura. Laura Robertson. Let me go on your page. She is very approachable. And then so you said you launched the I Am collection last night. How long did that take you? Like from idea to product?
I am That's the thing with me. When I love to create, and when I get something in my head, I just do it. And so I think I had the idea on Friday.
Really?
Yes. And I started designing it, and I just worked day and night to finish it. And I knew that I wanted to get it out there, because women need to be reminded that how great they are, and they need to be reminded, especially during this time right now. I'm sure there's a lot going on, and they're not feeling like themselves. They're not, having that social interaction with people. And so, yeah, so I designed it on Friday, and I started building the technical side and putting it together and added it to my website.
That's amazing. Katie said, great, thank you. This is has a lot to do with mindset, because once you've already like remove all those heavy weights, of negative mindset that put us down, then it gives us so much freedom to act on our
Yes.
goals, to act on our dreams. Because a lot of time when our mind is not right, or it's not what it needs to be, we may have those beautiful ideas like your I Am collection, but then because of limited belief, we don't take action towards them. So
Exactly.
that's important.
Yeah, and you talk yourself out of it,
Yes,
or you talk to people who talk yourself out of it, because
yes,
they're
yes.
projecting their mindset or their beliefs on you. Like, that's not going to work. What are you doing that for? And so you got to be careful with that as well.
Yeah, so it's important for us to. This is a new week, so it's November. The year is almost over. So if you want maybe to change your mindset, or maybe if you're looking to consider entrepreneurship, because it takes a lot, like Laura mentioned right now. I mean, a lot of time we may have those ideas, but then we don't really have the courage to go and take action towards them. So if you need somebody in your corner who can help you to take your ideas to action, go ahead and reach out to Laura. Go ahead and like her Facebook page. She has a podcast as well. She has a social media marketing. Go ahead and reach out to her. And maybe right now you don't even know, you're not even sure what to do right now, and then so you are considering entrepreneurship, but then you really don't know the right step to take. Go ahead and reach out to me. I'm in the financial services entrepreneurship, and then so if you want somebody in your corner, we can have a conversation to see if we are a good fit for one another. This is not the time to rely on one source of income. I just told you guys, Laura has like 20 companies. And then they're all, and then you can see on her website, they're all intertwined together, so she can help you with making you look good. She can help with your headshot. She can help with your website. And so that says that we also have to level up. Let's not tie our time and our income to one company that we don't even know if tomorrow they're not gonna lay us off. And then now we still have to feed our families. We still have to pay a mortgage. We still have to go about our business. This is the time. COVID has really shown us right now that the 9 to 5 is not what it's all meant to be. So go ahead. If you already in business and you need a little boost, reach out to Laura. She'll help you get you together. As you can see, she is together. And maybe you don't have a business and you're looking to consider entrepreneurship, reach out to me and we can have a simple conversation. What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? How can we work together? I have one more comment here. Okay, so this is Katie. You guys are now talking about my language, how to reach your perspective of success. Yes.
Thank
Good
you.
stuff, Laura.
Renee
Thank you.
wants to win this book.
Yes. Oh, yes. I guess it goes to Katie. Yes, yeah, she's commenting, she's
Mhm.
loving it, and this is how we support one another. Because at the end of the day, when I'm here to bring value, and then the more you guys participate, the more I see what you guys are looking for, the more I can connect you with experts such as Laura who can bring value. And if you yourself, maybe you have your business and you're looking to share what you do, reach out to me, and then we see how we can collaborate, because this is all about collaboration. We are not here to compete with one another, regardless if we are in the same business. I have business partner that I interview, because at the end of the day, the people who are meant to work with you, they will work with you. So let's change that mindset. Laura, I think I'm taking your time,
Oh,
but
you're
I
fine.
so appreciate you. I so appreciate this conversation. I hope that it has helped people to change their mindset, to go to believe in themselves. And then, so, what would be your last message to people watching right now? And they are watching, so I appreciate it. What would be your last message for them?
Is to, get out of your comfort zone to learn as much as you can learn. Take this opportunity if you are off work due to COVID or you're in downtime. Take this opportunity to learn and to teach yourself those skills that you've been wanting to learn. All the things that you guys see me with my website, with the graphic design, it was a 10-year in the making. Like, I taught myself. I didn't go to school for all that. I taught myself all of what I know, and I'm still learning. I don't know everything. I'm still learning, and I'm always looking to learn and grow and connect. And so that's the one thing that I would leave you today is find something to learn and grow your mind every day, because the more you know, the more you grow. And so and if you guys are not doing anything, I do have also a podcast on Wednesday. We are talking about COVID. I have a nurse coming on staff. So just real quick, one of the things that my husband and I do on our, like, we have any spare time, but on our spare time is we have once a week, we have a podcast to highlight minorities and business owners in the community and to bring education and awareness. So this week we'll be talking to a nurse that's going to bring you to the front lines of COVID. And you guys can feel free to jump on, ask any questions. It's a live show for 1 hour every Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
That's so awesome. And I know I said I was going to let you go. May I ask you one more question, Laura?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Anytime.
So you said, you just mentioned like all of everything you're doing right now. You did, I mean, obviously you went to school for your corporate leadership job, but then for your business, for your business, you learn it yourself. And it's a lot of time we may be on social media and everybody's looking good on social media, right? But then, and then we see somebody and then we just put them in this high pedestal. And we think that, oh, maybe they have 10, 20, 30 degrees. And then that's how they are able to do it. And
No,
then so now we just shut ourselves. Talk about that.
no, I didn't. So I failed through high school. Maybe whatever the great GPA is allowed for you to graduate. I was like 1 point under that. I don't know. But I didn't, my parents were just glad that I graduated. I'm not college material. I never thought I was college material because I was told I was just not smart. And so that's why I went to beauty school right out of high school. I went to beauty school. I took everything. I took beauty school. I went for massage. I was trying to avoid college. So I did massage. I went to real estate school. I took some insurance classes. I've done everything, whatever classes I can take. It wasn't until I was almost 40 that I got my degree. I did not get my degree until I was 40. And it wasn't because I didn't have the skills to land those jobs that I had. It's because I got tired of being rejected for not having this little piece of paper, to tell me how good I am. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. And I went to school. That's why I said education. I went to school working. I was already managing an apartment complex with 1,700 units and working almost 7 days a week. I had a sick mother that I was caring for. I had 3 kids at the time, and I was going to school full time, 4 nights a week from 6 to 10 to get my degree. And I managed to walk across that stage. It was a proud moment, because I didn't do it in high school. It was a proud moment to walk across that stage with a 3.56 GPA. With all that I had in my hands, I was able to do that. So that was an achievement that I didn't think that would ever happen. I didn't think I would ever get my my college degree. So I have my bachelor's in business management, and then I also took a course or two for my master's in digital advertising, but it wasn't enough to know what I know now. Most of the stuff, like I said, I taught myself. It's, going to YouTube. It's helping my husband with his business. If I get stuck, I ask, or I look it up. If there's something that I didn't know, I look it up. I watch the tutorial. I teach myself, so that's why I said if there's one thing that I could leave with you guys is I'm not more successful because I'm better than you. I'm not more successful because I'm smarter than you, because I'm really not. I feel like I know that my success is because I apply myself. So what I'm telling you right now is apply yourself, take action, continue to learn, continue to grow yourself. And that's the way to success, you guys. That's the only way to success is, your mindset and taking action.
I guess this is the highest note we can leave on right now.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being with us. This has been an awesome conversation. I was live with Laura Robertson, owner of Beautiful Potential, where she helped mostly women, but if you are a man as well, she has men clients to level up the mindset and to basically become the man or the woman that God created them to be. So I think all of you who are watching, I appreciate it. Katie, I appreciate you watching and commenting. Laura, it was a pleasure. And Katie, go ahead and reach out to Laura for your book.
Yes, I need your address, girl.
Yes. So thank you again. I am René Antoine. I am a financial services entrepreneur where I help train and develop people to launch a career in the financial services industry. So if you are watching right now, you're looking to pivot, feel free to reach out to me. And if you already have an established business and you just want maybe to polish yourself and to go out there and have some more branding and have so a social media team in your corner, reach out to Laura and she will help you thrive. So Katie say yes. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you all and have an awesome week. It's a new week.
Awesome.
Do take action and make the most out of it. Have a good one, y'all. Bye bye.
Thanks, Renee.